welcome you to this Week 4 matchup in the AFC West as divisional weekend, if you will, continues with a matchup between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Denver Broncos. Taking a look at the standings in the AFC West, the Raiders do lead the division by a half a game, and the Broncos are in last, but it is a very tight division. The Chiefs and the Chargers will play each other later today, but right now it's the Raiders and the Broncos. All right, we are now ready for the kickoff. Here in this matchup, the Raiders will get the ball first at their own 18-yard line, first down for the Las Vegas Raiders. Here's the handoff to begin this game, but there's just nowhere to go, losing 2 yards. It will now be second down and 12. As he's going to wait, he's going to throw, and it is complete, but a good tackle made. And that will set up an early third down and 4 situation for the Raiders. Third down and 4. Here's the throw. Wide open. First down. No one covered the running back. You can't forget about the running back. First down. And this pass over the middle is a completion for a first down out across the 40-yard line. Raiders, if they score a touchdown, I have a feeling this might be a very long drive, although like that could have been a long run, but a good tackle made to prevent more damage. Second down and 4. Raiders started with very poor field position. Third down and 2 now for the Raiders. Here is the pass, and it is complete for a first down inside the 40 and finally brought down. This is a long drive indeed. Still hoping to drive off this game. Here is the run. And a nice run it is, picking up 6 yards once again, kind of like the last first and 10 run. Second down and 4. He will wait, he will throw. It is complete, first down, inside the 25. Good tackle made right away by the Denver defense. First down, they will throw it this time on first and 10. Here's the pass, complete, a stiff arm, and a first down and more. And a 17-yard gain. And this drive has taken almost 2.5 minutes. How about this? First down. Here is the run. Can he get a block or 2? No. Only gets a yard. This drive has taken almost the entire quarter. Second down and goal for the Raiders. Pressure, has to get rid of it, and it is incomplete. 2 receivers were there, and none of them could make the play. Oh, wow. Third down and goal. Here's the pass to the corner of the end zone. It is caught, but short of the end zone. Fourth down. They will go for it. Fourth and goal at the 1-yard line. A drive that's taken the entire quarter will end in a touchdown. And the Raiders strike first. If they didn't get a touchdown on this drive, that would have been quite bad after exhausting so much of the clock. But able to capitalize it and then for the touchdown. All right, the extra point, it is no good. So unable to get the extra point, but at least they do get into the end zone. Now the Broncos finally get a taste of the ball, and we're almost at the end of the first quarter. You saw that often 2 years ago in the Retro Bowl tournament when quarters were only 2 minutes, but not this season when quarters are 3 minutes. And we're at the end of the first quarter. Right, we start the second quarter, first down. Denver, gonna wait, gonna fire, gonna complete it for a first down. Here's a nice move, broken tackle, another broken tackle, and he's off to the races. Will he? Can he? He will. Touchdown, Denver, 46 yards. Yeah, that didn't take very long. Definitely completely different to the Raiders drive, where it took them almost the entire quarter. This drive only took about a minute. Multiple broken tackles, and the Broncos, just like that, take it to the house, and they tie the game. Right, the extra point to take the lead. The game is currently tied now. The Broncos have the lead 7-6. And now the Raiders looking for a response, and the offense must be like, really? We're right back on the field already? We're on the field for so long last drive. As that one is complete, and a nice stiff arm, broken tackles, a third broken tackle, and he's running down the sideline. into Denver territory before being finally brought down past the 40. Yeah, there's a couple broken tackles. I mean, the Broncos did a very good job tackling on the last drive, but maybe the Denver defense is tired because, I mean, it feels like this entire game it's been the Raiders offense and the Broncos defense on the field. Yeah, I mean, if you look at time of possession, it's pretty dominant. I mean, by the time this drive's over, it might be 4 or 5 minutes to 1 minute. Pretty crazy. 2nd and 7, they're going to run it, and short of the first down, it will now be 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5, they're going to call it. As, let's see what happens on this play. 3rd down and 5, sacked! And, I mean, the kicker's already missed a field goal, but they're going to try a 52-yard field goal anyway. This is a long kick for the kicker who's already missed an extra point, but can he kick this kick? It is no good. I mean, that one had the distance, just not quite the accuracy. I think I may have skimmed the upright. And Denver now will take over at the 39-yard line, picking up 3 yards. Denver started the season 0-2, had a big upset last week over the Kansas City Chiefs. Not a lot of people gave them a chance to win that game. Now they're up against another team who's currently undefeated in the Raiders. 3rd down and 5. It is complete for a first down. Yeah, this division is very competitive. I mean, if the Broncos win this game, there won't be a single team in this division with a losing record. Not much there on that run. 2nd and 11 for Denver. He's got time. He's going to fire down the field, but it hits the receiver in the helmet. That's unfortunate. 3rd and 11. Here is the throw. It is complete, and it will be a first down and more. There he goes. Inside the 20. To the 10. To the 5. And he will score. Touchdown. Big play to end the half for the Broncos offense. Huge play. Another big play for the Denver offense, resulting in a touchdown. And I mean, how about this Denver offense scoring very quickly on these drives? That's why they have the lead in this game. And now the extra point. They also get the ball to start the second half. So the Broncos are sitting pretty right now. 14-6. And the Raiders are just going to run out this clock, trying to come up with a 79-yard touchdown. Good luck with that. It is complete. And that will end the first half. The Broncos were down early, but they've come back to score 2 consecutive touchdowns, 14-6 at the half. All right, Denver gets the ball to start the second half at their own 34-yard line. First down for the Broncos, and here's a nice run, maneuvering around the defender, but a good open field tackle is made. Picking up 5 yards, 2nd and 5. And the pass complete for a first down, out across midfield. Picking up 13 yards now. Let's see if Denver can try to chew up some clock here. I mean, scoring quickly is great, but sometimes, especially in the second half when you have the lead, you kind of want to chew some clock. You want to score, but a little slower. 2nd down, and that pass to no one in particular. It's going to set up a 3rd and 11 situation for Denver. He is going to fire, and it is complete for the first down. Broken tackles, and he's running up the middle, inside the 20. Inside the 10, he's being chased to the 5. 44-yard gain. First and goal, Denver. Feels like every drive they've had a 40, 45-yard play, and because it is true. A couple of them have resulted in touchdowns. This one to the 5-yard line, and the Raiders' defense has been very bad in this game. Lots of missed tackles. Kind of uncharacteristic from the Raiders' defense. They've been very good early on in the season, but not good in this game. First and goal. Here's the run. The defender fell down, and that creates an open path to the end zone. Yeah, but I gotta give credit to the receiver that forced them to the ground. Just completely blocked them to the ground. and just a clear running lane to the end zone because of that. Now the Broncos, and they're down 6-0, and they missed the extra point, but nonetheless they have scored 20 consecutive points to take a 2-possession lead. Each kicker's now missed an extra point. There's still lots of time though for the Raiders, so I mean if they're able to score this quarter, I wouldn't worry too much yet. First down. And a sack! And a nice way for the Broncos defense to start this drive. Absolutely. Second down and 16. Here is the throw. It is complete. And will he be able to get the first down? No. 2 yards short. Pretty good coverage down the field from the Broncos defense. They played pretty well all game long. 3rd and 2. Here is the run. And he will barely get the first down. Jeez, that was close. It looked like it would have had him stuffed in the backfield, but a couple of broken tackles there. First down, a nice stiff arm, 2-yard gain. Yeah, it feels like the Raiders should be a little more aggressive on this drive. I mean, I know you want to establish a running game, but you got to take shots. Uh-oh. That's intercepted! I guess that's why they're not taking shots down the field. They're not confident in their quarterback. And I mean, the way you play a game when you're, winning versus trailing is completely different. I mean, the Raiders early in this game, when the game was tied, opening drive of the game, they were moving the ball so well down the field because they weren't really under any time pressure. But here they are. Because of that, they forced that interception. 7-yard gain. I mean, as a neutral fan, you're kind of cheering for the Broncos because it's going to make this division a whole lot more interesting, as it is a first down for Denver. Denver, if they win this, be 2 consecutive wins. They will improve to 2-2. The Raiders will drop to 2-1-1. Now will take us to the end of the 3rd quarter. The Broncos lead 20-6. All right, we begin the 4th quarter. It's kind of been all Denver, especially after the opening drive for the Raiders. As this pass is complete, it's a first down. At this point, the Broncos can chew out the clock and hold on and win this game. First down. And a broken tackle. A nice stiff arm. Another broken tackle. And this will be the exclamation point on this game. Touchdown. Certainly will be 26 unanswered points from the Denver Broncos. I don't think anybody expected this from the Broncos offense. They're more of a defensive team, but you gotta give them credit. The extra point is right through the uprights, 27-6, turning into a blowout. The Raiders, I mean, it's their offense. And they had that long drive early in the game, but their offense just hasn't really been able to get anything going since. No, they really haven't. Here is the run. And the running game hasn't been great either. Not much has been great for the Raiders offense. Second down, and here is the pass. That will be a completion for a first down. Does get out of bounds. For the Raiders, try to get a consolation prize, get some momentum for next week. Got a touchdown here. And that is not a touchdown. That is an interception. And another turnover from the Raiders. Yeah, quarterback making a dangerous pass. And yeah, it's 2-on-1. I mean, but you got to give credit. Denver has done a very good job covering receivers down the field. There hasn't really been too many receivers wide open in this game. They've done a very good job locking down receivers in this game. All right, Denver's just going to run out the clock now. Got the Chiefs and the Chargers coming up a little bit later today. I mean, that is going to be a huge game. That is going to be for first place now, with the Raiders losing this game. So that will be a very interesting game. And the funny thing is, the loser is going to be tied for last. So you go from first to last, whether you win or lose that game. And what a run this is! I mean, the game's already over, but Denver continuing to pour it on. At least statistically, it's their running game. Been pretty good. They can't be stopped. And the Raiders defense, very disappointing performance this week. After it's been, for the most part, pretty good throughout the entire season. First down. As it is complete. This might be one of the most interesting divisions, at least up to this point, here in Retro Bowl. I know it's a lot of other divisions that are pretty interesting, but I mean, there's not going to be a single team with a losing record after this week. So it's very interesting. First down. Broncos will run it. Be second down and 9. Think about Retro Bowl, especially for the first 4 weeks, we're seeing a lot of parity. I mean, we've seen a few teams that have kind of been very impressive. We've seen the Bills and the Ravens, but other than that, it seems like every team is around 500. I mean, there's a few teams that are winless, but in terms of the good teams, and that is it. The Broncos, with a dominant performance, defeat the Raiders 27-6. And we take a look at the updated standings. I mean, it's very competitive. Chiefs Chargers, that's going to be for first place. Big game coming up a little later. Hope you enjoyed this game. The Broncos, with their best performance of the season, they defeat the Las Vegas Raiders 27-6. So we got more Retro Bowl to come here in week number 4. Hope you guys enjoyed the game.